And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the mighty 1090 studios with Rob Sanford and Mick Weber from Hydro Hoist. Yes, Hydro Hoist. We're going to hear all about this. Basically, brand new experience here in Southern California, but it's been around for a long, long time. It's just kind of new to us, but we're going to find out all about it today on Southern California's Sport Fishing Voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. We all need to get around, but we all need something different from our vehicles. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered if you're looking for a new truck this month. Plus, it's SUV season, so they have great deals for everyone. Whether it's a new EcoSport that is nimble and fun around town, or the Ford Explorer that is capable of putting a boat in the water and has seating for 7, Ford has you covered. Ford trucks and SUVs aren't just powerful and legendary. They have the latest technology that helps you seamlessly connect your smartphone and ensure you're safe on the road. Features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist on trucks are truly a game changer at the ramp, helping you back up a trailer by simply turning a knob on the dash and doing the hard work for you. So check out all the great deals during SUV season and save some money on the right gear for you. Learn more at buyfordnow.com or visit your San Diego County Ford dealers today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels. With the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities, Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest. You've heard all about it. You know the anglers catching fish have it, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. He's back.
Yes, he is back. Rob Sanford, Hydro Hoist, and
morning,
Mick
guys.
Weber, who is president of Hydro Hoist, is on the line with us. Good morning, Mick. Adam getting up. Okay, Mick, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thanks for having me.
Hey, great to have you. Now, where are you calling us from, Mick?
Calling from Claremore, Oklahoma, just right outside of Tulsa.
World headquarters for Hydro Hoist, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Tulsa, how's the weather in Tulsa today?
Today it's awesome. It's about 72 with major storms tonight, so that's typical for this time of year.
Well, it sounds like it's better here. It was raining on the way in here this morning, but great to have you on our show and tell Rob. We've known Rob for years. He's been around in the boating business here in Southern California for many years, and he calls me up and he says, I'm representing a new company called Hydro Hoist. And I was like, oh, yeah, I've seen those. He goes, well, no, you haven't seen these.
He said, no, you haven't.
You haven't seen what these are.
And I saw the latest one down at Dana Landing yesterday with Steve Pinard's boat on it. And it's not your grandpa's Hydro Hoist, is it, Mick?
I love how you say that, and that's exactly the case. We had a version that most people in Southern California, or California as a whole, probably experienced with or know of, and that was a model, frankly, that just wasn't conducive for the saltwater. Yes, it was fiberglass tanks, but it was hot dip galvanized steel, and we thought that if we put a strong enough zinc or anode content, that would offset. That was a forethought. So we said if we're going to be back in this sector, then we're going to do it right. And so we made the conversion from fiberglass tanks to polyethylene, a marine-grade aluminum, and the latest feature, and I know Rob will get into more specifics of this, but an automatic leveling system. So the thing will lift fore aft, port starboard level at all times on the rise or the drop.
And Rob was telling us like that was one of the main problems with some of the old systems is trying to keep that boat up level because you're moving different parts at the same time, and that was one of the biggest issues that they had before. This thing completely eliminates that now.
Well, go ahead, Mick.
Rob. Well, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, we had very strong intellectual property on that in the older system. However, as things progressed, the boater demanded more. They demanded an easier functioning product, and so hence the Harbor Hoist. So, Rob, I'll let you speak in terms of the method of operation.
Well, as many folks who have experienced Hydro Hoist here in Southern California, and you guys recall, 20 years ago when I had the Parker dealership, well, I guess that was about 15 years ago when I was selling Parker and Defiance and Yamaha down at Dana Landing in that area, we used to keep several boats on lifts. In fact, we used to sell Hydro Hoist boat lifts out behind the store there at Dana Landing and in our Newport Beach location. We had a lot of those lifts. And one of the main concerns that folks would have when they'd get their brand new boat is trying to lift that boat with 4 valves, almost like flying an airplane, trying to bring up the right port, the port side, the starboard side, the bow, the stern, all level. And now, as you saw yesterday, you can walk up to a Harbor Hoist model, push one button, and the entire boat lifts level. And walk away from it. You wouldn't because you're there wiping down your boat and hosing off stuff. But not only does the boat lift level, but there's no metal in the water. Everything lifts completely out of the water.
And that's so key.
Sweet.
So there's
it's
zero
sweet.
metal.
There's no metal in the water. It's all just the polyethylene tank that sits in the water. And your motors are out of the water. You can spray it off. You can do an oil change. You can service your boat. Whatever you're going to do, you can lift your boat right out of the water. And I'll tell you, we'll talk about this a little bit as we get through the show, but you got to go look at it. If you want to see something that'll just blow you away when it comes to maintenance and storage of your boat on the water, it'll just blow you away.
So now will it fit into a slip?
It will. It will. As a matter of fact, you can adjust the width of your Hydro Hoist and the Harbor Hoist model in particularly to fit in just about any size slip. If you've got 11 or 12 feet, and most slips here in Southern California are 14 or 15 feet. Some are 13, but they'll certainly fit right in the slip because you've got a walkway down each side of that lift. If you go to boatlift.com, you'll be able to take a closer look. But, we were talking before the show, Pete, about what we used to fish with and the kind of motors that we used to run on boats and the kind of phones we used to use and how technology's changed in the last 20 years. And when you hear this ad in the next spot, this is not your father's Oldsmobile. This is not. This is a totally different deal that has revolutionized boat lifts.
So, Mick, tell us about the history of Hydro Hoist. It's been around for, even though we may not be as familiar with them out here, it's been around and it's hugely popular across the world, right?
Yeah, that's correct. We started in 1964 on Grand Lake, just northeast of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and there was an inventive marina owner that said, that bought the marina and said, I want to give the customer the dry dock experience, easy access to the water. And so what he did was simply take the Navy dry dock concept and scale that down, as we're, instead of lifting 200,000 and 300,000 pound boats or beyond, way more than that. He started at 4,000 pounds and moved up to 8,000, and ultimately today we'll sell standard off the shelf 32,000. We can customize up to 132,000. But simply, he took a fiberglass tank, he inverted that. And I know this sounds a little hokey, but his wife's vacuum cleaner, and he's certainly in the old days, and he injected air, held the air, created buoyancy, and he lifted the boat in the hoist. And from about 64 to 67, we were a regional company. It was Oklahoma, Texas, Missouri. In the mid-70s, we got a really strong presence both on the east and the west coast and the southeast United States. Today, we're selling product in virtually every state and actively selling in 6 to 7 strong international markets. With the harbor hoist, Pete, I definitely see that expanding because this is the most versatile hoist that we've ever built. It can work in fixed docks, floating docks, single wide, double wide. And how we get that technology that Rob did a great job explaining, we're using accelerometer technology. So we'll put a lead in the center of the hoist, and that's how we will always maintain level, either on the lift or on the launch. So that was the big thing, getting away from the 4 valves and manually controlling the airflow. This is read and controlled and accurately lifted both in the rise or the drop.
Wow. And I understand also, John from Dana Landing was telling me that when you're coming in, you can activate it on your phone to be ready for you when you come in and drive it onto the
Get out
boat.
of here.
Yeah. Is that true?
We are probably 80%. I meet with our engineering team once a week, and we're using technology, geofencing. So if you want to come in and you're inside that, your phone will be alerted and said, okay, do you want to activate your hoist? Do you want to drop it down? Do you want to lift it? So we are about 80%. We're outsourcing with some really smart guys in Minnesota. And so I think we'll be alive and well with that technology probably third quarter.
So when you hit the fuel dock, start putting fuel in because you're done with your trip, you just click your phone on, your hoist starts lowering in the water for you. You're done pumping gas, and you just pull right in and throw her up.
It's crazy.
I'm in on that.
That's exactly right. Plus, there'll be some alternative features on there that you could turn dock lights on, or there's other things that you could activate using your cell phone.
Pretty
so
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let me speak to that level lifting for just a minute, because we kind of passed over that. When you go out and watch this occur, we had kind of a little crowd, because obviously that launch ramp and that facility there at Dana Landing, who is the new dealer, by the way, that's right across the street from SeaWorld. So you know how busy that is right there. Well, when we first pulled that yellowfin on that lift and pushed one button and everybody stood back and watched this royal blue 36-foot yellowfin lift level right up out of the water like it was levitating, you couldn't believe the people that stood on the rail and watched this. It was like they were watching a carnival show.
Cool.
Yeah. And the idea is that people are going to get a look at this and go, I could put that on my boat. And as we shift from boats sitting in the water with bottom paint on it, the whole idea is this is a way that you can protect your outboard powered boat, especially your inboard outboard.
Oh, absolutely.
Powered boat.
Huge.
Not have the bottom paint.
No critters growing in your outdrive.
Exactly.
That's right.
And basically be virtually maintenance free in the water. No diver.
Right.
I mean, this is a revolution here.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's a total game changer when it comes to and think about what it's like to drive down a launch ramp on the 4th of July weekend, or to try and find trailer parking, or or just the maintenance of your boat, having to take it home and go through the hassle of trailering it on the freeway. I mean, what an experience.
Well, you hit a big one for me. We keep our boat in the water. We have a 25 Parker. We keep it in the water, but we don't have a trailer. We keep our boat in the water 99% of the time, and we borrow a Bud's trailer to pull the boat out of the water. And really the only time our boat comes out of the water is to service our outboards. You can eliminate servicing your outboards. Your trailer cost goes away.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go. And when you think about it, if you deduct the cost of your maintenance, and if you deduct the cost of your bottom painting and the dive service and the cost of the trailer up front, doggone it, you'll pay for a hydro hoist right there.
No doubt.
So, Mick,
and Rob, to that point, also the resale value of the boat. The boat is never in the water unless you're out in it. So just the resale value of the boat alone, without the bottom paint, without the barnacles, without the electrolysis, the osmosis, the marine growth, it definitely will pay for itself. That's our case. That's our strong claim is the resale value of the boat alone will
that'll pay for the lift.
Sure, that's correct.
That's a huge deal, because those of us, like Rick, myself, a lot of us that keep boats in the water, I don't care if you lift that outboard out of the water, there's still a lot of issues going on with that boat, like you say, electrolysis,
through holes,
you're in the environment.
Yeah, you're in the environment. It is degrading the boat and making the resale value that much less. So let me ask you this, Mick. Why is it so big in so many other parts of the country and basically kind of a new idea here on the West Coast?
We made the transformation on the harbor hoist from moving away from the fiberglass tanks to polyethylene. We did exactly the same thing with the U-shaped dock market in fresh water. So we moved from, fiberglass tanks, galvanized frame, to a polyethylene tank using cast parts on every pivot point. So what happened was our business took off so dramatically. We've doubled the size of this company literally in the last year. We see that path of probably 20 to 25% growth. We're a 54-year-old company. So what we did, and it was my error, Pete, we put too much emphasis on the freshwater development because it was our least path of resistance. The bigger, more vibrant market, not just in the U.S., but in the world, certainly is salt. So we doubled down about 3 years ago, and that's when we got serious about the harbor hoist. What happened was there was a group of 3 engineers out in North Carolina, and they came up with this concept, but they used the old manual system. We applied the accelerometer plus increased the capacity. So we had the channels, we had the technology, they had great intellectual property that we did not want to encroach on. That's not our style. We'll never do that. So we bought their product line 3 years ago and changed it dramatically. So what I think the answer is, that was my fail internally. Our growth was so strong on fresh, but now we're all in on salt. So
now wait a minute. I'm going to interrupt you for a second here. Your fail. Did you say the company's doubled in size in the last year? I don't think that's a fail.
Last 4 years. Last 4 years. I mean, we've been since 16. The entire marine industry has rebounded dramatically. I see 19 as strong, but the last 4 years for the overall marine industry has been strong. Really not just the U.S., but your developed markets such as Australia, where we have a strong a presence there, but also Western Europe, the Middle East. So we're on a great roll, but we will be up somewhere around 22 to 25%. Everything's been organic prior to the advent or the release of the updated Harbor Hoist version.
Wow.
Also, Pete, I want to say we're very proud of this, that the Navy sought us out, and they had a need for this on their bases off the East Coast, both in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and Norfolk, Portsmouth, Virginia. So we just finished installing 10 units there, and the smallest was 18, and most of them were 25,000-pound capacities. And I didn't want to just sell them and walk away from it. We've been in tight conversation with them, and they love it. I check in with them about once a week, and they totally love the systems.
I can imagine, Rob.
as you know, San Diego is a huge Navy town, and law enforcement, there's a lot of agencies, and there's a ton of interest here in the San Diego area. But we just installed a couple of these harbor hoists for the Marin County Sheriff Department up in the San Francisco Bay. And immediately after those guys got them, the local police department and the local Coast Guard docs came over and looked at them and said, "We want those." So we're working down that path as well. That's another avenue for the saltwater market for Hydro Hoist.
Yeah, the market. I mean, I'm just like the spinning around here
on this
going,
right now.
Oh, when people see it, it's slack jaw. You can't believe what a difference the new technology has made in a boat lift. And you go back to some of these big marinas in Texas and Oklahoma. You walk into a marina that's got 500 or 600 or 700 slips, and 80% of them have hydro hoists in them. You know, I was blown away.
And here's the other thing too, is that most marinas will accept them, and they're really the one like the Dana Landing I saw is really a good looking thing.
It is.
I mean, it's not
it's not jankety looking. It's professional and sharp looking product.
It's going to one of those deals where you stop and look at it and go, wow.
Right.
Yeah.
We just put one down at the Marriott Hotel this week, as a matter of fact. And the folks from the Marriott came down and said, "Wow, that's incredible."
That's cool.
Yeah, indeed. Well, as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for you today. A lot to talk about, new technology and some exciting stuff for Southern California boaters.
Great news, great info, and boy, what a game changer when it comes to the small boat world. If you want to join us this morning, we got some great things coming your way, and we'd love to hear from you. 2 ways you can be a part of Let's Talk Hookup this morning. First is with our local line, which is 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. That's our local number. Or you can reach us toll-free. That toll-free line, 877-792-1090. One more time, 877-792-1090. Not only talking hydro hoist, talking private boats, talking sport boats. We have got a great show for today. We are also giving away such a great prize, and what good timing to give away a full-day trip on board the San Diego at a C4 Sport Fishing, especially after limits of yellowtail caught for the full-day guys yesterday. The San Diego
yesterday.
Yep,
wow.
San Diego had limits of yellowtail. Liberty had limits of yellowtail, and you're going to get an opportunity to go fishing aboard the San Diego. A great full-day trip coming your way at the end of the show, and we'll tease you with a crazy bluefin thing that happened yesterday, and we'll tell you more about it when we come back. We got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. It's Southern California's sport fishing voice on the mighty 1090.
Hydro Hoist is about to be reintroduced to California boaters in a big way. Have you ever white-knuckled your boat down a California freeway just to arrive at a crazy, crowded launch ramp with no place to park your trailer? Well, I have, and it's no fun. This is Rob Sanford for Hydro Hoist Boat Lifts. You've heard me for years on the Mighty 1090 talking about Parker, Defiance, Yamaha, or Pacific Edge, and these products are the best for our unique Western needs. And Hydro Hoist is in the exact same league. This is not your father's boat lift. Level lifting, self-contained, no need to bolt it to a dock, and you can put a Harbor Hoist model almost anywhere. Want to see one in action? Hydro Hoist has a great new dealer in Mission Bay right next to SeaWorld. Yep, you guessed it, it's Dana Landing, and they're the new dealer for Hydro Hoist boat lifts. Their awesome 36 yellowfin is sitting right on top of one next to the launch ramp. Go ask Nick to take a look. So don't lug it, lift it on a Hydro Hoist boat lift from Dana Landing in Mission Bay, or go to boatlift.com for more information. Get lifted.
Pete here to tell you about our friends Jim and Mary and their incredible crew at Poway Valley Collision. I hear it all the time. Hey, I took my car to Poway Valley Collision, and you were right. Mentioned you guys, and they gave us the VIP treatment, fixed our car, and even gave us a special price. Believe me when I say Poway Valley Collision is worth the drive from anywhere in the Southland. We know you may not need them now, but when accidents happen, it pays to go to Poway Valley Collision. And I'm not fooling. Our listeners can save hundreds of dollars on your car or truck repair. They work with most insurance companies, including Auto Club, MetLife, and Wawanesa, and more. All you do is call Jim, Mary, or any of their team members, and they do all the rest. No hassles, just top-notch work and VIP treatment. I had my car repaired at Poway Valley Collision, and the job was perfect. So get your vehicle fixed right at Poway Valley Collision, 14211 Garden Road in Poway. Check PowayValleyCollision.com.
Sport fishing, not just for dad anymore. At Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, kids fish free every Sunday. Free half-day fishing trip and clinic free for kids 12 and under every Sunday at Dana Wharf. Join the Dana Wharf Kids Club and get over $100 of really cool stuff like 2 free fishing trips, a free whale watch trip, and more. Dana Wharf, everyone's favorite since 1971. Click DanaWharf.com or visit them in the Dana Point Harbor, the bass capital of the West, and only minutes from the 5 freeway in Orange County. DanaWharf.com, where kids fish free.
Dana Landing in Mission Bay is truly the one-stop shop for a great day on the water. This is Chelsea. Come see me and our expert fishing staff for just about anything you need for a great day of on-the-water fun. Looking for a fishing charter? Dana Landing has you covered with the Blackjacks, perfect for up to 4 anglers, or the Impulse with up to 6. Dana Landing has a huge selection with everything you need to catch small bay bass or giant tuna. We will be sure to set you up with the right gear. We even offer reel repair and Mexican and California fishing licenses. Don't forget the amazing deli at Dana Landing with all the food, ice, and beverages you need to complete your day. Need freshwater tackle? Head to East County Bait and Tackle with all the finest rods and reels, the hottest freshwater lures, and live bait. ECBT has an amazing staff who love to share their passion for fishing. East County Bait and Tackle is located at the end of the 67 freeway on Main Street in Lakeside, and Dana Landing is next to the Dana Launch Ramp on San Diego's Mission Bay. Check out DanaLanding.com for more details.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Indeed, we have Rob Sanford and Mick Weber from Hydro Hoist. Mick is the president, CEO of Hydro Hoist Group, calling us from Oklahoma, and great to have you on, and just really exciting to talk about this new technology, Mick.
Well, thank you. It's I appreciate you guys in many ways helping us relaunch in Southern California. The product before that we allowed itself to just die on the vine, I frankly didn't want our name on it. And so when a product like this comes along, we want to get it out there. We want to herald it the proper way, and we certainly appreciate you guys allowing us to use this avenue today.
Yeah, this is the real deal for sure. Bart Hall from Fred Hall Shows. Good morning, Bart.
Good morning, Pete and Rick and Rob and Nick. How are you?
Good morning, Bart. Good to hear from you, bud. We've seen a lot of each other the last couple of weeks, huh?
Well, we have, and it's been nice, Rob. We've missed seeing you, and I just wanted to say a few words to Mick. Mick, my company here has been around for 73 years on the West Coast, and what we do is we are premier boat shows, but mostly we're the world's largest sport fishing shows. And we've had a relationship with Rob for a long time, and whoever's decision it was to hire Rob to do this really made a good decision, because Rob has been unbelievable at taking quality products on the West Coast, products that we did not know about on the West Coast, and bringing them to our attention and making them all successful. For example, he chose the Fred Hall shows to exhibit in this year. Well, he could have chose any boat show, but here's the thing. Any boat show has boat buyers, but the Fred Hall shows have more boat owners than any other shows in the Western United States because of our size and the number of years we've been around. So it's a perfect match, and I love seeing the product. I love having Rob on board, and I just wanted to chime in and say thanks.
Well, thank you for that. And we measure 3 things every day at Hydro Hoist, and it's a part of the Six Sigma quality statement. That is people, process, and products. And it doesn't matter if you have the best products or the best process if you don't have the best of the right people. And I concur 100%. Rob is the right guy to have on our team.
How about that,
well,
huh?
Yeah, okay. Now, this show's about Hydro Hoist.
It's not about Rob Sanford.
I appreciate that, Bart. And I'll tell you, as soon as we had the opportunity to introduce this product in Southern California, there were 2 places that I went first. One was right here on this wonderful ESPN station, the Mighty 1090. And Pete and Rick and Corey, they do such a great job getting the word out to the boating community. And you guys are awesome. But the very next phone call, I'm telling you, I made 1 phone call to Pete and I made 1 phone call to Bart. I said, we're trying to launch a product here in California, the West Coast, and can you squeeze us in? And Bart was awesome enough last minute to say, yep, what do you need? And rolled out the red carpet for us. So I appreciate it, Bart. Thanks so much.
Well, thanks, Rod. Nice having you. I'm looking forward to bigger, better display next year.
Oh, it'll be there. Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're going big.
All right,
Okay.
cool, Bart. Well, great to have you, and take some time off, Bart. You deserve
right?
it. Yeah, you've been working hard for a
No,
while.
I
Go to
did,
Mammoth.
Pete. I played golf yesterday, man.
No way. All right, good for you. All right, thanks a lot for the call this morning. Appreciate that very much. Well, phones are packing up. If you want to get through, ask some questions about this fantastic technology, Hydro Hoist. Here's your chance. 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. Let's jump into the phones, Rick.
You got it, buddy. How about we start it off with Doug, who's calling us from Montebello this morning. Good morning, Doug. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hello?
Good morning,
Go
Doug.
ahead, Doug.
Yeah, I was wondering how heavy a boat that the hoist could handle.
That's a good question. And how big and how heavy can it handle, Mick?
Standard off the shelf, 32,000. On a special build basis or design basis, we could go up to comfortably 50 to 55,000.
You got a boat that big, Doug?
Wow, that's insane.
Crazy.
So if you want to lift the Royal Polaris out of the water, we could
I
probably
know.
build something and do
Yeah,
that.
it's
you know?
possible. So let me ask you this. Thanks a lot for the call this morning, Doug. By comparison, this 36-foot yellowfin that Dana Lanning has on the lift, how heavy is that boat?
Well, I'll give you an example. We actually looked at that before we decided which lift
Yeah.
we were going to bring out here. And keep in mind that hydro hoists can be built as small as, say, a 4,000 or 5,000 or 6,000 pound boat. You can get a 6,600, an 8,800 pound, a 10,000, 15. We decided, okay, let's put a 12,000 pound lift underneath Steve Pinard and Nick Hawk's boat. They're that yellowfin. But then we started thinking about, that's a hull that's 9,500 pounds. You got three 350 Yamaha 4-strokes on the back of it, and then you got 300, 400, 500 gallons of fuel at any time on that thing. So we went to a 15,000 pound lift. And lifts it right out of the water.
Yeah,
so
cool.
Like without an issue.
Without an issue, that's right.
That's the perfect display boat to have there, because once I saw that big giant blue thing up on the lift, like, all right, well, the Parker's got no problem.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
we're good.
exactly.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, it demonstrates that you can put almost anything on a hydro hoist.
That's cool.
Yeah, pretty impressive, because that's a big boat.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. And it's impressive being right across the street from SeaWorld and all those people that walk down that boardwalk right there.
Huge.
They see that, and it's unbelievable.
Well, when you're operating a boat, I mean, nobody needs to tell you that's the hub. Like, that's where things happen in the private
That's
boat
right.
world. That's where we all get our fuel. That's where we all launch our boat.
Busiest launch ramp in San Diego, right there.
That's the spot. It's like the showpiece. That's the showpiece
That's
spot
right.
there.
It's a good spot for sure. Scott Sherman, good morning.
Hey, morning, guys.
What's up, Scott?
Just wanted to ask a question. I'm intrigued by the discussion of the lift product this morning, and have your guests there talked to the city of San Diego yet? Because we have a lifeguard fleet and some lake boats and those types of things that this might be something that we could use.
So we should explain to Mick. Scott Sherman is a friend, a fellow fisherman, and he's also on the city council here in San Diego. So okay.
I think we're talking to the city right now. That's live. Scott, we appreciate it.
I would encourage you, Rob, to go with that channel, as we're seeing a tremendous amount of interest, both on municipal, state, federal side as it relates to this hoist. Also, I want to touch on the capacity, because I keep talking about the bigger lifts. The entry level hoist is 4,400 pounds, and the next size up is 66, 8,800 pounds, 12, 15, 18, 32. So I want to make certain that we cover the full spectrum of the boats and not put too much emphasis on just lifting larger boats.
And to your question there, Scott, you know, for example, the lifeguards and some of the fire boats and the obviously the harbor police, and they're all operating safe boats and ribs, and some of them are running whalers and stuff like that, the smaller lifts. It would be just a super simple process to put lifts underneath those boats. And what like I was explaining earlier with Marin County Sheriff and the police departments up there in San Francisco Bay, San Diego could mirror that and just save a ton of maintenance costs on their vessels.
Yeah, and that's really what I'm looking at is where the city can find savings for this. Is there a place, if I was to set up a meeting, could you guys set up a demonstration or something for some of our lifeguard reps? Right there at Dana Landing. You know, the lifeguard coast or dock is right around the corner there. That'd be a perfect spot to see one in action.
Question.
Tell you what, I'm going to get the information offline from Pete and Rick, and I'll see if we can't set something up. Because if it can save maintenance costs and those types of things, that just frees up that money for me to spend in other places to help out with the lifeguards and either purchasing a new boat or getting other material and equipment that they need. You just kind of save in one area and put that savings into another,
And not only that, the longevity of the boat is going to be extended, as well as the resale value of the future of that boat, too.
Yeah, Counselor, thank you very much for that input and the interest that you're showing.
All right, very good.
I'll get to you offline, buddy.
All right, thanks, Scott. Appreciate
the
call this morning. Thank you very much. I was just thinking about, like I have a 21-foot boat in the water, sits in the water, and I think about the maintenance cost of having that boat in the water. It's $50 a month to have a diver do it. You got zincs. You have issues with the deterioration of the boat,
coral worms,
exterior and interior, the deterioration of the outboard motor. What would a hydro hoist cost for a 21-foot boat?
Just a small boat, a center console like that. You can literally, for the cost of bottom paint. Now think about this.
Yes.
For the cost of bottom paint,
because bottom paint job,
okay,
couple grand.
For the cost of a trailer, for the cost of what you would normally spend on those products, just getting your boat bottom painted and then having to set your trailer on the side of your house and never use it.
Yeah.
You literally could be in a hydro hoist on a boat that small for about the same cost or less.
Wow.
I mean, really, it would offset almost even or maybe even less.
And
then you have the great experience of walking down to your boat, pushing a button.
And then the maintenance, issues that you're paying for every month.
Well, and the deterioration or the depreciation of your boat. Think about that. Your boat is going to be worth 20-30% more in 2 or 3 years because it's not trashed.
Yes.
Than it would if it's just sitting in salt water.
Right. And Rob, what I want to point out is, because you built a great case earlier saying that there's no marine grade aluminum in the water, only polyethylene tanks. The longevity of the lift itself is north of 20 years. So there's the hoist itself will maintain its value, and we say after 5 years it's still worth 80% of the initial cost.
After 5 years, still worth 80%.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
Wow.
So Rob, you want to give these guys a range in terms of if I was on the other end, I would kind of let's use a 8,800 pound hoist, just roughly. What are you looking at for the hoist in Southern California?
Depending on whether or not it is an ultra lift, which actually bolts to the dock and use pivot points, or a harbor hoist, you're going to be, and I'm using just kind of ballpark figures because there's a few variables that we need to talk about, but certainly with an ultra lift, one that would mount relatively permanently to the sides of your dock, depending on what marina you're in,
right.
You're going to be in a lift under $10,000. You're going to be in that $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 range. When you go to the harbor hoist, if you go to boatlift.com, you'll see the differences on there. You're going to be up in the mid-teens. So somewhere in the $14,000, $15,000, $16,000 price range for that kind of a product. But now think about this. Ricky, your boat's $100,000. There's a lot of boats that are $150,000, $200,000. Shoot, that boat that's sitting at Dana Landing, a new boat like that's $500,000.
Have you priced a new trailer lately?
Oh my gosh! A new trailer.
$6,000 for a trailer,
or more, or 10, or 12.
Our trailer's $10,000.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So think about that. You spend $15,000 or $16,000, and within a year, you've paid for that doggone thing.
That's what I'm saying.
And you put a $20,000 harbor hoist underneath a boat like Steve Bernard's, and that's a minuscule amount compared to the cost of a $200,000 or $300,000 or $400,000 boat.
You put one under a boat like that, that's going to pay for itself in resale. When the next customer comes along and sees that boat was that well taken care of.
And it hasn't been bottom painted.
That's what I'm saying.
And it hasn't been trashed by sitting in the water. I tell you, it's a no-brainer. It really is.
Hey, Mick, in your experience, I know you probably sell a lot of hydro hoists down in the Florida area where the growth is astronomical compared to what we have here because of the warm water. What are you looking at as far as maintenance on the hydro hoist in a harsh environment like Florida or even Texas, right? Even the salt water in Texas.
We with the change in this design, because again, all the aluminum substructure or frame would be out of the water. Really, there's nothing. Some guys in the Northeast will put bottom paint on them just simply because they don't like to see the marine growth. But there's no maintenance. And I know that sounds crazy, but over a period of time, the heavy barnacle growth, it may steal a little bit of the capacity from the unit, but it's nominal. It really doesn't impact it. So more from an aesthetic value, more than anything to do with the operational or functionality. So it's hard for someone on the other end of this line thinking you got a product that's in the water that's maintenance free. Well, in this case, it really is.
So you don't even need to have a diver rub it off every 6 months or something like that?
No.
Wow.
The tanks are so smooth that any of the marine growth, they just have a very difficult time adhering to it.
Interesting.
And that was by design. When we built the molds, that was by design.
Wow. Pretty impressive.
That's awesome. Well, as you can hear, we got an awesome show going. So much great information and more coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
When you want dependable service for your outboard, your first choice should be H&H Marine in Pacific Beach. Owner and mechanic Jeff Hughes found there was a real need for great outboard repair, and that's why he started H&H Marine. Jeff and his crew will service your motors at their convenient Garnett Avenue shop, in your boat slip, or at your home. As a factory-authorized Yamaha service center, when Jeff takes the job, it's done right. He's worked on Pete and Rick's boats for years and comes highly recommended. H&H Marine is also your source for new Yamaha and Mercury outboards as well as original parts. Need a new bait tank? H&H Marine has you covered with top-of-the-line blue water bait tank sales and expert installation. In the market for a new boat? H&H Marine is a striper boat dealer with great prices on their full line of affordable fishing boats. So for outboard service when and where you want it, outboard sales, striper fishing boats, and bait tank systems, check out H&H Marine, 2680 Garnett Avenue in Pacific Beach. On the web at hhmarineservice.com. There is an undisclosed paradise waiting for you in your own backyard. It's the La Misión Hotel in beautiful Loreto, Baja California. Experience one of the few towns that has truly kept the spirit of old Baja, combined with the luxury of a 5-star hotel. Old mission traditions, authentic lifestyle, and a wealth of Mexican culture still lives at the La Misión Hotel. Situated on the water and just steps from the harbor, take advantage of the fantastic fishing and natural beauty of the Sea of Cortez and the islands of Loreto. Loreto has long been known as the Dorado capital of the world, but huge tuna, wahoo, marlin, yellowtail, and pargo are abundant too. La Misión Hotel can set up affordable fishing trips, dive packages, and family fun adventures to enjoy the rich natural abundance of Loreto. La Misión also has a fantastic spa, fine dining at Los Olivos restaurant, and the famous pizza grill will amaze and stimulate your palate. Relax, fish, and enjoy the beauty and adventure of Loreto at the La Misión Hotel. Fishing and other very affordable packages are available. Once you go, you're hooked. Check LaMisionLoreto.com for details. La Misión, the beauty and fun of Loreto, is waiting for you.
Hey, it's time to talk about great gear from Shimano, and I'll tell you what, we have some exciting news. Limits of bluefin this morning, and we'll have more details later on the show. Limits of bluefin with an easy one-day range here in San Diego, and when it comes to fishing for those bluefin, nothing beats Talica.
A Talica is the right reel, especially going into something like this when you don't know if you're going to be catching them on the fly line sardine or yo-yo on a flat fall. You need a reel that's got the capability of casting a light live bait and then turning around and dropping a yo-yo jig and having the power to pull on a 100-pounder, and that's what Talica gives you. Power, speed, lightweight spool, easy to cast. It's the best reel, in my opinion, that Shimano's ever made. I'd say it's the best reel that's been made, period.
Period. And you match that with an incredible Therese rod. You have lightweight, castability, and power in your hands to land those no matter what size bluefin, whether it be a 30-pounder or a 300-pounder. Talica's made to take care of the job. Check it out, Talica and Therese, at your local Shimano dealer.
A top fleet and superb fishing is what Seaforth Sport Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, it's no wonder Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limits, El Gato Dos, Pride, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea Watch in San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or regular open party schedule, check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
This is Captain Mark Rayer for Genren Sport Fishing. Located on the Sea of Cortez, we will show you a fishing experience that will exceed your expectations. Genren boats are outfitted with all accurate reels from the smallest Valiant 300 to the beefy ATDs. Simrad electronics, Fraser gyro binoculars, and cruise with a passion to fish is just part of what makes us number one. Also, Cabo Yachts Vaquera has a Seakeeper for your comfort. For 2 live webcams, an up-to-date fish report, accommodation packages, check out TeamGenren.com. We pick up at Rancho Leonero and all East Cape locations. So let's go fishing.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader.
The home of ESPN Radio.
The mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Hey, our good friend Kevin Kelly from West Coast Marine has some exciting news. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Pete, Rick, Bob,
Hi,
Rob.
Kevin.
How are you?
Great, great. So tell us about it. Okay, we've been teasing people about this new San Diego location for Parker Boats and Yamaha service, and it's here, isn't it?
It's here. We've got final last Thursday, and we're moved in, and we're ready to take reservations on Yamaha service. I have a couple of Parker boats down there, a 21 center console and an 1801 center console, and we'll be rotating, other boats down there. But yeah, we're up and running. Got some new asphalt down, and they've already hung a couple engines down there on Friday. So we're excited that we finally got this thing off the ground.
That's cool.
It's been a lot of going back and forth with the city with permits and inspections and that whole rigmarole that just delayed stuff.
Well, congratulations.
This is
Kevin.
great
Finally.
news. Yeah, it's great news.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Kevin, this is Rob. I'll tell you what, that was the smartest move that you could have made down there. I've often wondered, when are you going to come to San Diego? Because as you know, I mean, I've had a past life with Parker, and I'll tell you what an awesome opportunity. I drove by your place just the other day. I was going over to Discount Gun Mart there. A lot of folks are familiar with Discount Gun Mart there, and I saw a couple of your center consoles sitting there. Super, super good idea. Super excited that you've brought the Parker brand back down here to San Diego. It was long needed.
That, Rob, and we were kind of waiting on our service department to make the move so we could do it together as a boat dealer and Yamaha service. So.
Well, you guys are awesome, and you do such a good job, and I'm so glad that you guys are down here with that brand.
Yeah, to have.
Well, I appreciate that, and respects to you also for all the hard work that you put in when you represented the Parker line.
We did, but you're carrying the ball down the field, and I appreciate it, buddy.
To have
thank you.
To have Bob and Gonzalo, that team of people, in a state-of-the-art facility in our backyard in San Diego, I just couldn't be more stoked, Kevin. We're so excited, and Bob's taken care of our boat for years and years and years, and is the reason that our boat runs as good as it always does, and you guys have been at the forefront of it. I'm just so excited, Kevin, and I'm really happy that my favorite shop is now right around the corner.
So, Kevin, then of course, the Costa Mesa location still up and running and full speed ahead, but give us the location once again of the new San Diego location for West Coast Marine.
The San Diego location is at 1476 Marina Boulevard in that Mission Bay area, and it's right next to that Discount Gun store back there. Like Rob said, there's a lot of people who know where that is, and it's just down the street from where the big mural is. So it's kind of visible from the freeway.
Yeah.
At I think what's at Tecolote Road and the SeaWorld Drive off-ramp.
Easy to find there. Kevin, Congratulations. It's going to be great. And if somebody wants to Yamaha service or they want to check out a new Parker, is there a phone number, local phone number?
Well, a local phone number for not down there yet. We haven't had those phones, but everything's being transferred from our main number of the 949-515-2822, and there's choices in the menu for either our location here in Costa Mesa and or the San Diego location, and then my cell phone number for Parker Boat Sales is 949-735-5759. So find us on the web at westcoastmarine.com and or those phone numbers, or stop by and give us a look.
All right, fantastic, Kevin. Well, West Coast Marine now officially in San Diego with Parker Boats and Yamaha service. Thanks for joining us this morning, and good luck with it. And we'll be talking a lot more about it coming up here, Kevin. Appreciate the call this morning.
All right, let's jump right back into the phones. Randy in Costa Mesa, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Hi, Randy.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning, Randy.
Great show. Very interesting about the boat lifts. My question, I think, was kind of answered. I was wondering what kind of materials as far as metals go, or alloys go up and down in the water. And it sounds like it's a marine-grade aluminum. Is that correct?
Mick?
That's correct. It's marine-grade 330. So it's
and there's no service involved with that? You just rinse and go type of thing?
That's 100%. We feel like the motor will have, even in the saltwater air environment, the motor that we have spec'd, we believe will have at least a 10 to 12 year shelf life. And what's most importantly to point out there is that has a retail value somewhere around $150 to $170. So once the hoist is purchased, it is relatively trouble free.
So when you go out on this boat, Randy, thanks a lot for the call. Very good question.
Yeah, great
appreciate
question,
that.
Randy.
When you go out for the day, are you lifting that hoist back out of the water so that no metal is touching the water for an extended period of time, or do you leave it down?
On the advent of this call, we were talking about this new software system that would be on a cell phone. So if you're experiencing really rough water where you do not want to see the hoist vacillating back and forth under the water, then we would encourage you to bring it back up if you're in a high chop area. Or, as to your point, if you're going to be away and leave the hoist down for 3 or 4 days at a time, we would encourage you to bring it back up. If you're out for the day, no need for that.
No need for that.
The hoist will handle that.
Okay. And as far as just the maintenance, you're going to wash the boat down anyway once you lift it out of the water. So while you're washing the boat down, it's really no additional maintenance because you're washing the hoist as you're washing the boat, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
100%.
All right.
I dig it,
Very
man.
good. All right. Hey, here's a brand new hydro hoist owner is on the line. Steve Pennard from Dana Landing. Good morning, Steven.
What's up, Steve?
Good morning, guys.
Hey, so what do you think?
Well, I showed it to you. It's just an amazing product. I mean, I know you guys have been over it, but the old hydro hoist days of having to put one side down, then the front, the back, and everything, that's gone. Obviously, it goes down flat. But I just think, the structure itself is just, that's rotomolded plastic. It's just a big. It's actually smaller, but it's just a black, very durable plastic platform that it sits on, and it goes down perfectly straight, comes up, just tie it to the dock. I know you guys have been over it, but it's just, Rob came down to me and I was like, yeah, hydro, yeah. And he showed it to me and I was floored. And now that it's finally in, and, I'm like you guys have said, we have a 36-foot container with triple 350s in the back, this big heavy boat, and it just goes up and down. It looks great. I'm so thrilled to be selling these things. I think it's an amazing product, which obviously makes it a lot easier to sell.
Well, and I think it speaks highly from a guy that's been around boats a whole life, a private boat owner, and somebody that, runs the marina, that's the one that you chose to both own and be a dealer of. I think it speaks highly because Steve doesn't mess around with stuff that's not worth having, and especially in the marina.
And keep in mind, Mick, this is Steve Pennard. He not only owns Dana Landing and operates that marina there, but he also operates Kona Kai Marina, probably the nicest marina in San Diego Bay. And, boy, talk about a representative for our product here. Steven and his crew, whether it's Nick and Steve and Dave and the guys that got on board with this program. Steven, we couldn't have a better person,
no doubt,
representing Hydro Hoist products in the marinas than Steve Pinard.
No question.
Yep.
Hey,
well, that's my deal. I don't really sell or rep anything I don't really believe in. I'm a big fan of doing it the easiest way. With maintenance and everything. And I totally believe in this product. I mean, it's amazing. And you touched on that down at the Konakai. We're 520 slips. We inherited a couple of boats that had Hydro Hoist, but if you show up right now and say, I have a Hydro Hoist, we're like, we don't have a slip for you. It's just something, I will tell you, we've had to tow 2 or 3 out of there where they sink and, the people move out of there.
We're talking the old ones.
The old ones, absolutely.
Right.
That was the Hydro Hoist for years, and even that product has come miles from what it used to be, and we would end up towing them out, and we were just like, so we just kind of shied away. Just said, we're good. We have plenty of boats that we can put bottom paint on. But this product, we welcome it. We'd be thrilled to have it in the marina. It would just make everything easier, and it's one more boat without bottom paint on it. I mean, it's going to be a game changer for sure.
Less of a
system.
Just one less headache for a marina manager to worry about. I mean, you've got one less boat tied to your dock that you don't have to worry about a through hole failing or a problem. Like it's up in the air, and there's nothing that needs to be worried about.
Yeah, and the regulations on bottom paint are only going to get stricter as our environmentalists tighten their grasp around us. So. We definitely every year have to worry about that. We have to, put in all sorts of paperwork on how many boats are bottom painted, et cetera. So each one that comes on a hoist is not bottom painted, and it'll help us out as well in the long run. So
yeah, it's huge. So
we have that 36-foot yellowfin on it, and you come down and see it. And I will tell you, when we used to put that boat in the water, it was go get Nick's, Dually F450 or whatever it is, and even that thing was just kind of crazy going down the road, and it's heavy, and then backing it down. We have that launch ramp. We do it in the middle of the day, so it's somewhat easy for us. We're going from Dana Landing around the corner, but it's still a little white knuckle,
sketchy,
to launch it, and then you go use it, and then you use the whole boat, and then we'd have to go up and get back up. But you guys know the whole deal. But with a 36-foot boat, it was a little bit of a project.
I don't care if it's 36 or 20 feet. I mean, it's going to be so much easier. You push a button and you're fishing. How's that, huh?
Exactly.
I mean, what's wrong with that? That sounds just
Absolutely.
fantastic.
Those guys showed me they're like, come down and check out the operation. They press a button, and I know you've been over it, but it just goes down flat, and when the boat's just going an inch one corner, that one automatically stops. I mean, you just press a button and walk away. I mean, before those Hydro Hoists, and again, I'm not, the product worked, but you'd put 2 down, the front would go down, and then you'd have to stop. I mean, you can only press the button down and read a book, and then it's down. Okay,
that's so cool.
Yeah. So Steve, so what you're saying is that you welcome them at the Konakai Marina as well as Dana Landing. Hydro Hoist is acceptable, as they will be at most marinas as this new technology.
Well, they're in the Marriott now too, so it's a game changer.
Yeah, it is, and just like Rob said, as people see it, forget it. I mean, every marina is going to take them once they see the product and how well it works. It makes no sense. It's just it's like a attachment to your boat, really. It's not this big contraption that was bolted to the side of the dock. It is literally. It's something your boat sits on and then is tied to the dock.
All right, Steve.
Well, there's no reason why they would say no.
Well, let's push the button and go bluefin tuna fishing. How's that sound?
I can't wait.
They're definitely in range of that thumper, and we're going to hear more.
We could be there in an hour, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
That's why I got it. I'm too impatient.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve. Steve
cool
from
guys.
Dana Landing,
Thanks,
the
Steve.
dealer for Hydro Hoist. All right, let's jump into the phones.
You got it. How about next up, we talk to Rich. He's calling us from Bradley this morning. Hi, Rich. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Howdy.
What's up, Rich?
I've got a question for you. I was wondering about, are these things installed in place or assembled in place, and if you had to change slips, can you tow it from one slip to the other?
Mick?
Yeah, how much work is involved?
Great
question. So typically, what we will do is we'll ship it in kit form to the marina, build it at the marina, off of a trailer, float it off the trailer, and then simply pull it around to the slip. And that's the beauty of this thing.
Right.
It can either be attached with a mooring kit or simply roped off using the cleats. So if you were to move from slip to slip or marina to marina, it's effortless. It's very, very quick. It's very simple. It's very safe. So that's the beauty and the versatility benefits of this hoist.
Let me speak to that. Just last week when we put in Steve Pinard's at Dana Landing, we assembled that lift on the Dana Landing launch ramp, literally in about 3 hours. We assembled
and that's included in the price.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so we
it's all
assembled
part
it. We put it on my trailer, backed it down the launch ramp, and hooked up one of those little blue skiffs that he rents, and towed it over to where it's going to go. And then we assembled the one for the Marriott on the Shelter Island launch ramp, slid it into the water, hooked up a little whaler to it, and towed it over to the Marriott, which was a couple of miles away.
Yeah, at least.
And it was seamless, piece of cake. So if you want to move that thing anywhere you need to move it, it's a flip of a switch, and you can do it.
That's Indeed. Cool. Hey, thanks a lot for the call, Rich. Appreciate that. Mick, we're done with our first hour, and I know you have a lot of things you want to do, so you're only able to join us for the first hour, but we sure appreciate you joining us, and we're very excited about not only our sponsorship here on Let's Talk Hookup and promoting Hydro Hoist for you, but we're excited that you brought Rob Sanford back and as the dealer here. And this technology is fantastic, and congratulations.
Well, thank you very much, and I really appreciate you guys having me on the show this morning. We're doing a lot of great things. We've got, or I hope to be doing a lot of great things. We have a brand new port for the PWCs. In the old days, they were all cast molds. We kind of broke the standard on that 2 years ago, and we're using 100% CNC molds. In this case, it's coming out of Germany. It's a single billet. We're having a bunk drive-on system that's going to align the boat as you pull into the slip. So we're taking away that fear of transitioning in and out. And then last is what Rob talked about early on, is the geofencing operation off of a cell phone. So we're always looking at best product, innovation, and I want to keep a significant gap between us and the competition, and simply want to provide the customer with the latest technology and the best design, best product. So I really have enjoyed this show. First time I've ever done a show like this, but I certainly appreciate it, and you guys have a great show. And thanks for having me.
All right. Well, we have another full hour to talk about Hydro Hoist, so, but I know you have to go, so thanks for joining us. I appreciate it, and we'll do it again.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mick.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks you very much.
Hey, when we come back, we do got another full hour, including filling you in on that great bluefin information. We got the catch report letting you know what's biting up and down the beach. Lots of great stuff coming your way. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
G'day, folks. Damon Olson from Nomad Tackle. We're the tackle company from down under, making lures that catch fish everywhere. We've got an incredible range of gear that's catching a heap of fish in California right now. You'll hear us say crafted by experience a lot. It's because I've spent 20 years running Australia's biggest offshore charter operation on the Great Barrier Reef, and it's that hard-won knowledge that's gone into designing an amazing range of lures and tackle that are up to the toughest challenge. I design everything we make to catch more fish and work perfectly straight out of the box. I designed the patented auto-tune system on the DTX Minnow to ensure that the lures track straight, swim super fast and deep all the time. The DTX 200 dives to over 40 feet at 12 knots, and it's already proven itself as the must-have Wahoo trolling lure with the long-range fleet. Our Buffalo Flashfall jigs are catching monster tuna and come rigged and ready with serious hooks. We've got everything you need for tuna, yellowtail, wahoo, and any other species you can dream of. So check us out now at nomadtackle.com and find your nearest dealer in Southern California right now.
This is Pete Gray to tell you about one of my favorite places to fish in the world. It's Whalers Cove Lodge in Angoon, Alaska. For several years now, we've been hosting groups at Whalers Cove, and this is certainly one trip I do not miss. Each year, the Powers family makes great improvements to the lodge that make this great lodge even better. New rooms, new boats, new fish processing facilities, new outdoor kitchen. The list goes on and on. As for fishing, the calm waters around Whalers Cove are 100 miles from any large town, so you will enjoy wilderness adventure without the crowds. Whalers Cove Lodge has some of the best salt and freshwater fishing in Alaska, and there's no need for a bumpy boat ride for hours. You can find productive fishing for salmon, halibut, and rockfish just 10 minutes from the lodge. Here's the deal. The word is out on Whalers Cove, so you want to go? Book soon. WhalersCoveLodge.com or call 800-423-3123. WhalersCoveLodge.com for the Alaska fishing experience of a lifetime.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know: CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
XEBRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader. The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
Rancho Leonero is very family-oriented. People have brought their children down, and now they're bringing their children. It's not unusual to have 3 generations of family at the hotel. Grandpa, Dad, and normally sons, sometimes daughters. The families come back year after year, and it's a safe place for the kids. It's small, it's intimate, right on the water, 2 miles of beachfront. The water's very shallow in front. There's no currents to speak of, no waves. We have childcare, $10 a day for a babysitter. Security is high at Rancho Leonero. It's really unnecessary, but it adds up comfort level. And we really do encourage the families. It's a great place for family reunions, family get-togethers, weddings. We do it all. 1-800-646-2252, 646-BAJA. And RanchoLeonero.com. There's nowhere that I could think of to have the same atmosphere and the same experience that you get at Rancho Leonero. We love families.
For many of us, when we think of Seaguar fluorocarbon, we think premium quality. Well, it's with good reason. Sure, Seaguar invented fluorocarbon fishing line in 1971. But what's really remarkable is that they are the only fluorocarbon line manufacturer that makes their own fluoro resins. And the resins they make are formulated specifically for fishing line. Seaguar proprietary fluoro resins are the key ingredient that makes Seaguar fishing lines the best in the business. No one else has them because Seaguar invented them. Check out Seaguar.com for more.
We all need to get around, but we all need something different from our vehicles. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered if you're looking for a new truck this month. Plus, it's SUV season, so they have great deals for everyone. Whether it's a new EcoSport that is nimble and fun around town, or the Ford Explorer that is capable of putting a boat in the water and has seating for 7, Ford has you covered. Ford trucks and SUVs aren't just powerful and legendary. They have the latest technology that helps you seamlessly connect your smartphone and ensure you're safe on the road. Features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist on trucks are truly a game changer at the ramp, helping you back up a trailer by simply turning a knob on the dash and doing the hard work for you. So check out all the great deals during SUV season and save some money on the right gear for you. Learn more at buyfordnow.com or visit your San Diego County Ford dealers today. They'll be glad to hook you up.